Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Warren.
This is Jay.
We the Eagles Collective. It's been about a month since we've been on. We know a lot of things have happened, a lot of news has went on, but hey, let's go ahead and get it started. So, first off, Jay, how you been?
I've been good. Brother. Everything's good. Thank God. Nothing to complain about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so let's talk about these rookies' new numbers now in training camp. So right now we got Quinyon Mitchell with the number 30. Dijon with 33, Hunt 58, Shipley 39, Swift 82, Trotter 54, Keegan 79, Wilson 89, and Mahan 63. It's dope. I like it. I like it.
I'll tell you
This
what,
is
right off
just
the bat, I see 82 Smith, and I think of Torrey Smith in the Super Bowl year because I believe he was number 82 also, if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken.
I think you might be
Yeah,
right. We'll have
for
to
some reason,
fact
like
check
it's
that and
just
make
giving me
sure.
like a flashback. And obviously,
Yeah,
Trotter Jr. has his dad's number, so that's pretty cool. But everybody else's number, is give or take. Mitchell at 30 as a corner. It's not. I don't. Looks more like a
yeah.
safety number, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. I like it. Another number that's been changed too is Josh Sweat.
Yeah.
So Josh Sweat has changed his number over to number 19. From what I heard, uh, all all linemen, defensive linemen, have to have their number between 79 to 99, and I think also defensive ends have to have their number to 53, I believe, and 73. So correct me if I'm wrong, but so they're saying that potentially Sweat could be playing that off linebacker position, just in case he needs to sit back. So I think that's a good move. Number 19, we're not used to it, but we'll definitely see how that goes with him. Jay, what are your thoughts on the number?
Sometimes a number change is a big thing for a player. Like we just might see it as something simple, but for a player, it almost like he finds a new identity in himself. I remember when Aguilar changed his number from 17 to 13, and he wasn't spectacular, but it rejuvenated him a little bit. He got a little bit
Yeah,
more juice after that. When once he changed his number, he became like a new person. He had a couple highlights in that number. So, I think it's good for him. He needs a little bit of uplifting because, like I said, he disappeared towards the end of the season. We lost him. We lost him. He was just games where you just wouldn't find them.
yeah, I agree with you. No, we'll see. We'll see if it makes any change or any effect to what's going on. Uh, some other news that we got. This is a little bit of old news, but we trying to keep up with everything going on. But Devontae Parker uh, retires from the NFL. This wasn't expected. Eagles picked him up, hoping that he could be he could be some much of an impact to the team. But he said, "Hey, it's time to hang him up," and we'll see where it goes. But with that news said, we also got John Ross. He actually spoke today at OTAs. We got a little bit of feedback from him, but Jay, give me a little bit of your thoughts on that.
John Ross. If there's a better opportunity for him since he's left, the Bengals and where he got drafted is this opportunity because in the Giants, they were in a disarray with the quarterback and the coach. So I think him being here, if he has any skill left, it's going to be on full display here in Philly. He could
Most
definitely be the wide
definitely.
out three if he could beat out everybody else.
I definitely see that too. Let's go to these comments a little bit. So we got Dennis, go Birds, Super Bowl or bust. Hey,
Because
the moves that we're making, it should be. Then Dwayne Johnson.
what's
What's
going
going
on,
on,
Dwayne?
man?
Salute, my brother.
Yeah. Dennis said he's good for depth. Yeah, he's definitely a depth piece. Like I said in OTAs, he kind of said that his son inspired him to come back because he was thinking about stepping down. So it's good that he's got that motivation again to see what he can do. Um,
And also on
Jay,
Devontae Parker, I want to get on him real quick. I saw he mention his kids, and as a father of two, I fully understand that. If anybody tells you that they want to do something with their kids or something is getting in the way of them spending time with their kids or anything involving their kids, you have to fully respect it. So I fully respect his decision. I understand, like, he probably seeing life at a different point at 31 than anybody else at 31. This is a physical game. Every year is hard. He doesn't know how much longer he could hold up. We just don't know what was going on in his mind. but you have to respect the fact that he's doing it for his kids.
Yeah, yeah, real talk. I agree. Um, what we're gonna do now is we know the schedule came out. I want to say about a week or two ago, but we're gonna go over our predictions for this season. We shouldn't take too long with this. I think me and Jay kind of have the same idea of what we expect. We might disagree on a few things, but um, but yeah, let's go ahead and
You
jump
do
into it.
sometimes, bro.
Yeah, so we got this Brazil game. The Eagles is going to be our first home game, so we're going to be wearing the home game jerseys in Brazil. So that's against Jordan Love. I think the Packers made a huge they really made a name for themselves in the playoffs, beating the Cowboys and then going in and losing. But hey, they made a name for themselves. Young players, they're all hungry. The thing about young players is at the end of the day, when they get that far, they're kind of like we ain't supposed to be here. So think about how good we can be. I think this is going to be a good first game for the Eagles. It lets us see where we're at. Um, I got us taking a W on this one. What about you, Jeff?
Yeah, I see them taking a W too. You know, they usually start off hot under Sirianni and with Jalen Hurts. You know, they start coming out the gate, and the way this offense is tailored, I think they'll get the job done. The Packers, no slight on them, but they got hot last year towards the end of the year, opposed to just them being good the whole season, as opposed to where the Eagles were good all season and then collapsed towards the end. So, you know, it depends on how you catch a team. You know, week one, all guns are on the table. Nobody really knows what you're gonna do. You know, so I do see a W just because on paper and from a skill standpoint and from Jalen to Jordan Love, I think I just think Jalen has more experience in bigger games and he could get this done.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Um, Falcons game is going to be the home game at the link. I see us taking a W on this one. Kirk Cousins coming in, Bijan Robinson playing. They've made some huge moves in the draft and in the offseason. I think Kirk Cousins, we give him his first L this season. Jay.
I think that's another W. Home opener link. Kirk Cousins. Check his primetime numbers. Very very bad. So I don't think he's gonna do it at the link. In front of the Eagles fans, I think they're gonna give him hell. I think that's a W. I think 2-0 to start the season.
2-0. Okay, I like that. So this is where I kind of got the Saints aren't bad, but I can definitely see us as a learning curve with the Saints. As an away game, I'm actually going to take a loss on this one.
Only reason why I'll agree with you is because the dome. It gets hard, it
Hmm.
gets hard to play there. It's a road game. Can they, the last couple of years they've won on those 4, 5, 6, 0, 7, 0 streaks. They've done it. It's the schedules. It doesn't look impossible to do it, but I'll agree with you on an L there.
Yeah, I can see us definitely taking L in that area. Um, Next, we got the Bucks.
Whew, that's the game. I have that game circled for a couple reasons. It's we got to tailor two tapes with the Bucks last year. We beat them and then they beat us. So it was like,
Hmm.
it was just like it was the tale of two tapes versus the Bucks. So this game I have it circled, and that game I see them winning that game. I see them going down there and just pummeling them because they're gonna be at full strength, hopefully, and it's not gonna be like last year where they were crumbling at that point.
Yeah, no, I see that too. Um, and then we got the buy. A lot of people aren't liking this buy right now. I can see why. I look at it as any type of changes that need to be made is definitely at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kind of refreshing, looking at where they're at. Uh, I kind of don't like the buy as I'm looking at it right now, but hey, we got to take it for what it is. I think it'll be a good rest to play the Browns, and that's why I feel like we can get a W with the Browns, just simply off of rest and just health.
Yeah, I don't like the bye week for several. It's too early in the season. Simply,
Hmm. Yeah. So what about with the Browns game?
the Browns game. The Browns are a surgent team. Jim Schwartz is our former DC. I could definitely see them winning that game also too.
Yeah. So basically going into the bye, 3-1. So it's not bad, but going out, we beat the Browns. Next, you got the Giants. I think that's a W. You got Saquon wanted to kind of show the fan base, hey, this is why I left, and maybe this is why you need to miss me, type deal. So I think we can get a W with the Giants. What do you think?
The Giants game, we always put the Giants late in the season. So to play them this early in the season, I like that. I like that game. It's going to be in October. It's going to be, obviously New Jersey just down the turnpike for them. I definitely can see that as a W also.
Okay. So I think this is where the next three games I think can be pretty tough. Um I can see next four actually. Um Bengals I can see us getting a loss in that game. Just because Joe Burrow was out. He's healthy now with Jamar Chase. We still got T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. We still got him. They still got him on that team. So I can see our defense being challenged against them. So I can see us taking the L on this one.
So we'll be there now. We'll be at what, 2 losses?
Two losses, yeah. So so you agree
I
with the
agree with
Bengals?
that. Yeah, I agree with the Bengals loss there. Yeah.
Okay. Jaguars. I think Trevor
WP.
Lawrence is going to come back. I think Trevor Lawrence has a point to prove this season. I know he was injured last season, had to step out for a second, but he's going to be coming in. Uh, I can see us taking another loss on this one at
I'm gonna
home.
disagree with you there because it's gonna be Sirianni versus Doug Peterson, the guy he
Hmm.
replaced. So I could see Sirianni trying to pull out all his guns and prove to Jeffrey Lurie that specific game that you made the right decision years ago. And even though that's probably not something he thinks about, but to see him go head on with Doug Peterson, I would like to see Nick try to take this game.
Okay, yeah, and that's like I said, we were going to disagree on a few of them, and I like
Yeah,
that point you made with
yeah.
the coaches. I didn't really think about that with Nick
Mhm,
Sirianni, kind of looking at it as you chose me for a reason type
mhm.
deal. Because I think if we get six losses, Nick Sirianni will not be our head coach.
Oh
I
no, no,
think
I
with
just
six
think that
losses,
I think even with a first round playoff exit, I think he would be out the door.
yeah.
If they would make the
So
playoffs and get bounced in the first divisional, they would be done.
yeah, I agree with you there. Next, we got the Cowboys, and we are going to be playing them in Dallas. I can see us getting a W on this one. Uh, I think this will probably be the first year out of in a long time that we can actually sweep the Cowboys. Um, this is just my thoughts. There's a lot of office issues they got in Dallas right now.
A
There's
lot
a
of
lot of
holes in
players
that
that
team.
yeah, a lot of players that want to get paid. So I think with that, there's going to come some issues, and I'm hoping by this time, our defense will be where it needs to be, and we will have a good foundation of who our starters are, and I think we can come out rolling on this one.
I
Uh,
like
and then we got the Commanders. Uh, I don't know what it is about the Commanders, but they always give us a hard time.
they do,
Commanders
and they're gonna have a new
always,
quarterback. But you know what? Rookie quarterback at the link. Give or take. We don't know how the rookie's gonna be playing by week 11 if he's the starter. So let's see.
yeah, you're right. I can definitely see us getting a W. This game, I don't think it's going to be easy, though. I do not think this is going to be an easy win. They're
They
de-
always fight the Eagles hard consistently.
yeah. So how many losses that has us at? I put me at the Saints, and then I put the Bengals. That's two. I said the Jaguars, so that's
Yeah, I'm
three
at two
so far.
losses. Yeah, I'm at two
Yeah.
losses. You're at 3 losses.
Okay. And next we got the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be coming in hot.
Yeah, we
I
keep
can see the
playing in
Rams
LA
coming
every
in very
single
hot.
season. Man. We always get that LA game. Can the Rams come to the link? Like, what's going on? Like, why? I understand they with the SoFi and everything, and the selling of the Eagles fans and the tickets and everything over there. But even though the Eagles fans have taken over that stadium multiple times already, so it's
Yeah.
like it's almost like a home game on the West Coast for the Eagles.
Yeah. Look, we got Vincent. What's good, Vincent?
What's going on, man?
Been a minute. Been a minute. Yeah. So
Jack.
I'm kind of there with you. I can see us getting a loss on this one. I can see this being another loss. So that puts us at 4 losses. At that point, you see it as a win, though, right?
I see that as a win, yeah.
Okay. Next we got Baltimore, and Baltimore's right down the street from the
Yeah.
link. So this would not be a get on a flight. This would simply be a bus ride over.
It's the same
Um,
distance from New York, but just going the opposite way. Like instead of going on the 95 north, they're gonna go south, about the same distance.
yeah, I think this is going to be a tough game, and this is not no disrespect to Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson can't stay very healthy. I think health is the reason why the Ravens went very far last year. And I think health is a reason why they haven't gotten far. And around this time, this is usually when Lamar Jackson is usually not a little injured, hurt, might be something going on. So I can see us getting the W out of this one. What are your thoughts?
You see, I'm gonna go a little against that because if he plays, let's say opposing plays, I'll take the L there. I'll take the third L there for the simple fact that it's an unfamiliar opponent. Ravens defense is always tough. I just
Mm,
that game would definitely come down to where it's being played, and it's in Baltimore.
that's true. That
I'll
is
give,
true.
I'll give it to the edge. I'll give the slight. Like if it was a spread to me, it would be a pick 'em. But then you would probably just give the slight edge to the Ravens because of the home field.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what Vincent said. You think it's too early to talk about the schedule? Let's see the
Oh yeah,
chemistry
yeah,
develop. I say
definitely.
around mid. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Of
Oh yeah,
course, yeah, of course, this is predictions of what we
oh
think
yeah,
can possibly happen.
yeah.
Actually, Vincent, if you we want to get your feedback on our thoughts on the defense too. We just want to go
That's a
over the
good point
schedule.
that Vincent made though, because it could be the Panthers that come out and be the team that's to beat, or the Browns, and they
Yeah,
could be
it always you
the
always get some type of upset. It's always some team that comes out of nowhere. That's why I said the Rams can come out of nowhere. The Jags can come out of nowhere. So that's why I'm thinking we may see what can happen. Carolina Panthers, I see a W in that.
W.
Um, and the Steelers, I can see a W possibly out of this one, with either Justin Fields or Russell Wilson playing as QB. So we'll see where that can be at, but I see a W in that area, just because I don't think their defense got as good to kind of keep up with our offense.
Definitely.
Next, I got the Commanders. I'm gonna take the loss off the Commanders. I'm gonna get an L off the Commanders. Um, that's where I'm at with that. Where you feel about the
I take
Commanders
a
that
L on
second
the
game?
Commanders too. Just like I said, they play the Eagles hard, and that would be the game in Washington for
Yeah.
them to come alive all of a sudden.
Okay. And then Cowboys, like I said, they're gonna be playing us at home. Um, Based on the record of the NFC East, this could be a big game. This could not be a big game. We can definitely see, but I can see us getting a W at home against the Cowboys. What about you, Vincent?
I definitely take a W here too.
I mean, Jay, my bad, bro.
You're good. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at Vincent's comment. Yeah. Have you seen the shape? Yeah, we've
Yeah,
seen it.
the autism bike at the bike tour, man. We were signing those autographs, and they got the side view of him. Completely different person, man. And if that's the type of timing he's on, I hope that energy reflects in the locker room to everybody else because he definitely looked completely different.
Exactly. Now, last game, New York Giants. I think depending on where the Eagles are in the NFC division, if we're leading and we're playoff bound, this can be an L. Uh, it all depends on where we're at as far as the standings. But let's just say standings don't matter. I can see us getting a W.
Yeah, I could see honestly, I could see like a 12-5 season for them.
Yeah, 12
Realistically,
and 5 is right where I'm looking at.
remember, they're going in with new coaches, new coaching staff. Lost your center that was a leader for over 10 years. You're losing Fletcher. You're losing guys. But it looks like the culture that they're building right now, like it's all about competition and making guys step up and making guys earn it. So I like this little vibe that they got going on. You know, it looks like Jalen and AJ, even Devontae looks like they're stepping up and being the core leaders of this team. Because let me tell you, AJ Brown
Yeah,
is a very vocal leader, man. And people they try to use the diva label on him, but it doesn't even work because honestly, all he is vocal and he's a team guy. Because Devontae plays next to him and Devontae still eats. So there's no problem there.
yeah. And there's Kenny Gainwell
Sidney Brown.
competing. Yeah, and Sidney Brown competing. This is just one of the competitions they've been having with each other. Then they got AJ Brown on the bike, just pushing him as he challenges himself. That's what we want to see, and I don't think we got any of that last season
Look
in
at
the
everybody's
OTAs.
face smiling, man, and just look at everybody. Look at Jalen is always grinning at somebody in the background, man. Always.
Always, bro. Um, so yeah, that was our schedule predictions. I got 12-5. It sounds like you got 12-5
Yeah, 12
too.
and 5 too. Yeah.
Um, yeah. So with this 12-5, a lot of it is going to be based on my personal opinion, and I think you can agree, Jay, is the defense. Um, the defense is going to be a huge part to the success. Uh, we lost Fletcher Cox. Hassan Reddick is gone. We got Huff now in replacement of Hassan Reddick, and now Jordan Davis. Kind of what Vincent was saying. Like it's all about him staying in shape. We got Isaiah Rogers in the cornerback position, looking real good at OTAs. He actually intercepted Jalen earlier today, so
Very,
that's
very good point. Extreme. Let me tell you
yeah,
something. That dude, you imagine you sit out a year and watch everybody go and do their thing, and then he sort of collapsed. He got to see the Eagles' whole organization from a whole nother perspective that no other player got to see it the whole season.
yeah.
So he's hungry, man. And he's been hungry. I could definitely see him coming in. To me, my nickname for him is the secret weapon. Because even us Eagle fans from time to time forgot we had him, and we just keep remembering it. We started remembering towards the end of the season.
Yeah. So if we were to name off the cornerbacks that we got right now, you got Slay, you got Bradbury, you got Maddox, you got Quinyon Mitchell, you got Eli Ricks, Keely Ringo, Isaiah Rogers, and Cooper DeJean.
Somebody's
Right
got
now, that's eight. That's eight cornerbacks. Um,
somebody's
that's
not making the team.
yeah, yeah.
Somebody's
So
gonna
that's
from the
where
practice squad. Guys might get picked off the practice squad, but let me tell you what. The Eagles have been starving for corners, man. With the exception of the Super Bowl year where we had what a top 3 or 4 pass defense. I don't remember it was 2 or 3. A post from that year, bro, the Eagles pass defense has been very bad, man. I've been rooting for the Eagles for 21 seasons now, and cornerback has been a position that they just can't hit on it. They just can't. After like the late '90s and early 2000s, after that era, it just the guys they just a rotating of guys that just they have not had the guy like the cornerback position has eluded them. They've hit on defensive tackle, they've hit on quarterback. They've hit on different positions, but they cannot just seem to hit on this position. I'm hoping that this class is the answer.
And I think the skepticism is why we're putting them at 12-5. Just reading what Vincent said, y'all bugging. The strength of the schedule, the Eagles' offense is going to win 12 games.
Vincent,
Vincent says
low key, I
14-3.
want to really do that, but
Yeah,
be
I want to.
realistic.
I want to be 14-3, but
I want
they left so many holes, and I'm not going to lie. That the Browns, the Ravens, the Steelers, and what's that? Ravens, Steelers, and who else am I missing? I'm
Saints.
missing somebody else. Saints. No, not the Saints. Not the Saints. Um, let me pull up the
Oh,
schedule
what the
real quick.
Commanders lost. You're talking about the team,
The the Bengals.
the
Yeah,
Bengals.
the
Okay, yeah.
Bengals. I think that's going to be a very tough division to beat. Um, just that, just that division alone, I think is going to be tough. So I think we can at least get 2 wins out of that division. That's the reason why that 12-5 is stuck in my head. Um, but yeah, let's see what he says. Put Dijon in safety rotation. They can have 7 corner. Eli Ricks will make them. Yeah, yeah. Now, and the thing about the cornerbacks, And let's just talk about
Like
Quinyon Mitchell and Dijon Cooper. Dejean, sorry. So
John.
yeah, Dijon, like Dijon mustard. All right. So I think that if right now they're only playing the second team. If AJ Brown and Devontae Smith can play on these rookies hard, I think they can develop really fast. I think if they're not getting too much playtime with them, it's going to take them that pace that ideally you would see from rookies. But if AJ Brown, Devontae Smith are playing both of these guys hard, they're going to develop. Think about it. If they're able to keep up with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, they're at least able to keep up with 80% of the NFL wide receivers.
That's true. And I also feel like that alone with on the opposite side of the ball can mentor them for the game. But I also feel like Darius Slay he's already been vocally open to I'm here to teach guys. He knows his days are numbered. He knows his days are coming to an end, and he's okay with passing the torch. But I could see him putting guys under his wing and really getting close to guys because he's a team guy. I could definitely see him coaching them up.
Yeah,
Brad,
just helping them with the technique and just helping them slow the game down for them.
yeah,
Because
but
I think that's the biggest thing they say. Yeah,
Bradbury got
how fast the game is.
they got to find a way to get him to go. Because he already feels like it already feels like he doesn't want to be there. He was, not he was missing from the voluntary thing, not the mandatory because everybody there's no voluntary camps for the Eagles. Everything's mandatory for the Eagles. So first time on the Sirianni, they had the mandatory OTAs. They're trying to just get this whole culture going. If he don't want to be a part of that, that's on him. I just think mentally he can't do it in Philly no more. If he's gonna play, it's gonna be in another organization because the Eagle fans are gonna torch him at the first mistake he makes. Any more, if it's in preseason, they're gonna torch him. So it's just best for him to probably move on and get a fresh start.
Mm, yeah. Steelers with the Bengals is a W. Cleveland Ravens is hardest in that division. The
It
Saints is
would
a
be nice
W.
to go
Cowboys
4
is
0 and
split.
see it. The Saints is a W, right? They would go into the bye undefeated, which is a great feeling. But it's way too
Mm-hmm.
early in the season to get any hopes up. You only played it through basically a quarter of the season, a little under a quarter of the season. So I would say, if they could beat the Saints and go on that little, undefeated 4-0 before they go to the week 5 bye, that would definitely set them in a good tone for the rest of the year.
Going to the bye, clean up any mistakes that need to be made. Yeah. These cornerbacks, like Isaiah Rodgers, has really made a name for himself in the OTAs today. So I know that he's going to be a lot of talk this week and possibly next week. So I kind of like him since Bradbury wasn't there today. Isaiah Rodgers took his place, and Quinyon Mitchell is playing on the second team. So that we'll have to see where everything. Oh, I forgot about Maddox too, and we got Maddox as well.
Yeah, Maddox is
So
the guy, to me, and I'm a Maddox fan. I'm an advocate for Maddox. I feel like when he's 100, he plays 100. He shows up on the field, and he's one of those guys. But your best ability is availability. I'm sorry, and then that's something that he's not. He's not hasn't been done well. Don't be surprised if he gets cut. If he gets a cut or goes to the practice squad because, of the younger talent in front of him. But he knows the Eagles organization. They have a keen for him. They brought him back on a friendly 1 year deal that's easily they could break. Nothing really guaranteed. So I could see him getting cut if things don't go well. But I would like for them to keep him just because I know he's a hard nosed player.
yeah, and I think I think right now with Fangio, big Fangio right now, why not be somewhat in communication with Vic Fangio because this is going to be a totally different defense.
Totally
It's going to
different.
be
Yeah.
a totally different defense, and they talked to Jalen Carter, they talked to Jordan Davis, and they talked to Nolan Smith. Their words on Vic Fangio, even though it's early right now, they said he's just an old school defensive coach. And that's what they're used to. They're used to being coached old school. Kirby Smart was like that too with them in Georgia. So maybe that's what they need to take that next step. Jordan Davis knows he's going to be playing more snaps. Jalen Carter is going to be playing more snaps.
Yep.
Nolan Smith, hopefully he gets out there and plays more snaps. So I'm glad that Vic Fangio that they see that in Vic Fangio already. so they know what the expectation is. That's what I'm liking about it. Thomas, we appreciate you. Let's go Birds, yes sir.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, and let's see what Vincent said. With Rogers and Mitchell, the overall speed of corners has improved. I see Ringo need one more year of a development. Mitchell and Ringo is the future. Yeah,
I
but
keep
my
forgetting.
question is, what about Isaiah Rogers though? What about Isaiah Rogers? And then you got to think about it. We still got Reed Blankenship. We still got CJGJ in the back, Sidney Brown in the back, and Cooper DeJean, if that's where they put him. I forgot who it was that said it. They want to avoid putting him there just because they know he's going to be good there, but they know he can also play either slot or corner. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Let's talk
That's a
about the
good point.
linebacker.
That's one good point.
Yeah,
I want to go back to what Vincent just said
yeah,
about
yeah,
this. A good corner doesn't always have to, a good corner, like a really good corner, doesn't always have the speed, but he has the skill and the eye. Then some corners are not as good, but they got the makeup speed to get there. Makes the speed is definitely a factor in the cornerback position because that's what creates separation between receivers and corners. Some with the speed, so that's something that they've lacked, fast corners. So with these two corners being this quick, I could see them, developing into the stars. Ringo is only 21, and Ringo's been battle tested last year already, and AJ Brown has advocated for him in the past. So, this is a good thing for the Eagles. This is a plethora of corners that they got now to deal with, opposed to just having nobody. And remember, injuries happen. Something that we don't ever want to happen, but it's a part of the game.
yeah. They definitely got options. That's my biggest thing. The fact that we got options now is even better. We got Eli Ricks, Ringo. They at least got some type of experience. You got Sidney Brown coming back. So just that backfield just has depth now, and that's what I like. That's what we were all talking about. Um,
Absolutely.
Linebackers. Now, as far as linebackers, I kind of want to get your input on this, Jay. So we got Devin White, we got Nakobe Dean. Those are the starters at OTAs today. How do you feel about them being your starter linebackers?
Once again, Devin White may not be who the Devin White he was years ago when he first got drafted, but he's another one like Slay. I could definitely see him opening up his mind to the other younger linebackers and teaching them because he's definitely a above average player in this league. I feel like his defensive knowledge and defensive presence in the locker room is going to help the defense overall. He's been a leader on other teams. He's won a championship already. I could definitely see him being the most underrated signing the Eagles who signed Devin White as a linebacker.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Before I get into my take on the linebackers, we'll see what Vincent said. Roger having an extending seat. Yeah, he's gonna ask for money, but maybe there we'll see. That's why I said we got so much depth to
Yeah.
where
Remember, Bradbury's contract is still on the books. Once they kill him, they eat the cap. That'll open up, some cap space. But they're gonna have to eat some money if they cut him post June 1st.
yeah. So with the linebackers, Devin White, I think Devin White was a little tired of Tampa. I think he was a little washed away with Tampa. We were talking about getting him last year.
Yeah. And then he
We were talking about
re-signed.
signing him. Yeah, we were talking about signing him last year. I don't think they signed him for the amount of money that he wanted. I don't think we could work with the amount of money that he wanted at that time either. So now having him, it kind of I feel like he's been humbled a little bit. That's the best way to put it. I
Yeah.
feel like he's been humbled and he's in a position now to where he needs to coach up the younger guys. Uh, I know I'm not going to bang this drum yet, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr. This is somebody he can learn up under, somebody he can see, and
Absolutely.
I feel like if Nakobe Dean doesn't do his job, that's going to be Trotter's position very soon. Um,
Listen, Nakobe Dean is another one like Avante Maddox. I like when he's on the field. I feel like he's made a couple plays. He has a couple questionable. I feel like he takes a couple questionable angles at times when you look at him on all 22. But he definitely is a player when he's on the field. If he's playing, he's hard nosed. He's giving it 100. undersized, but he plays a little bit over his size. So I just think that he can learn. Devin White also has to earn his leadership spot here. Nothing is going to be given to you. You're coming to a whole new organization that doesn't transfer over. You just have the leader trait in you, but you got to earn the position wherever you go.
Yeah. And kind of going back to what Vincent said on Isaiah Rodgers, like I said, Isaiah Rodgers was on AJ Brown all game today during practice. So like they've been competing. So that competing is there. It's the consistency of it. Um, Also, with that being said, Nolan Smith talked to the press today. Um, his biggest thing was he feel like he's now at 245. He feels like he's in good shape. He's ready. He wants to bulk up a little bit more. He understands the pressures on him now. He sees this as a huge learning curve. Um, I like it. I like the positivity. It's not like they're being negative. They understand that it's all now on them now. Like their chips are in on them. Same thing with Jordan Davis. Like he said, he dropped down to 350. Even though he was 350 last year, he says that he feels like he's in better shape. Um, just being more physical.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
Yeah, I'm honestly, his face even looks slimmer. He definitely, I'm very proud of Jordan Davis and also Nolan Smith. The second year for any NFL players usually where they take the biggest leap, because the first year is their ultimate learning curve, like he said, where they really get the full year, and then after that is how hungry and how bad, how good do you want to be, how much work do you want to put in. This is where you could separate yourself in year two and really show people that you're here for good.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm excited. Let's talk about the D line. Uh, we know we talked a little bit on Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. I think this has to be Jalen Carter's. Uh, this has to be a standout year.
Second year
He,
league, I'm telling you,
yeah, Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter both had good first halves of last season, but that second half was just terrible.
absolutely.
We need to see what they can do consistently. I want to get your thoughts on the D line this upcoming season.
I mean, I just think it's without Fletcher now. You still got Brandon there. You still got Josh Sweat, but I feel like Jalen and Jordan Davis are gonna take over this line. I feel like this is gonna be the guys now. When before we used to think it was Fletcher and Brandon, now it's gonna be these two. I just think they're gonna fully be committed. They're gonna definitely play a higher snap percentage than they did last year. They're gonna be a bigger focal point of the defense, and if they play, certain we don't really know what scheme Fangio is going to play yet. We fully don't know yet. But depending on what they play, if you're just rushing forward and these guys keep beating their man, we're going to have a lot of help in the back. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, so talking about that on the defensive side, I want your feedback on what should the relationship of Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts be this upcoming season? What do you feel like? How do you feel Jalen learning under Kellen Moore? Because he had Doug Peterson first, uh, then he had Nick Sirianni, Shane Steichen, then
Mm-hmm.
Brian Johnson, now Kellen Moore. Where do you feel like they are at this point?
Jalen has switched offensive coordinators almost every year of his career, dating even back to college. So, this is nothing new to him. This is definitely not new to him or foreign, but you would want the guy to build some type of consistency within a system. You can't keep bringing in different guys, switching up offenses. Then we saw what drop off he had compared to his 2022 season, compared to what he had last year. So, I think Kellen Moore is going to open up a lot more like play action, misdirection, a lot of things where Jalen is going to utilize creativity. I could see him in the pocket a little bit more. I could see him doing different things, a little, mixing it in with the shotgun. I could see Kellen Moore, putting him under center. I'm sorry, I said in the pocket, under
No,
center.
you're good.
I could definitely see that happening because now you got Barkley in there. You got to be, you got a lot going on offense. Everybody on this offense needs to realize you do not have to be Superman. that goes to AJ, that goes to Devontae, that goes to Saquon. If everybody plays their role in this offense, man, there's no telling how far this team can go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like I hope Kellen Moore is that offensive coordinator to where he wants to see how far this team can go. Not just one season, but multiple seasons. That's my only thing because if Kellen Moore does a great job with Jalen, somebody's going to want him for a head coach position. And then we're
Of
going to be in the same position that we were in.
course.
Um, it's the constant rotation of offensive coordinators that I feel is the issue. I think with Kellen Moore, there's going to be a lot more motion, a lot more scheming. Uh, the RPO is still going to be there. I believe the RPO will still be there. I think with Barkley now in there, it now gives Jalen another option. Also, better pass blocking as well. That's one thing that people forget about with Saquon. He's an excellent pass blocker.
Yeah, it's
So
different with him out there. You know, everybody on this team just has to play their little part, man. They have to play their percentage, play their letter on the play call, and everything's gonna go smoothly because this team is absolutely loaded. And we don't know who's gonna emerge, whether it's John Ross, you know. We don't know who's gonna emerge out of these other guys, these other draft picks, these other free agent signings. We don't know who's gonna emerge and really put their because we know Isaiah Rodgers on the defense is the guy who's like you guys did not. I don't care who you draft. I don't care what's going on. I'm here. I've been here. I was suspended. I'm hungry. Who's
yeah,
that kind of offense? We have yet to see yet.
yeah, we definitely will see. Jay, I'm gonna let you take the lead on this. We're gonna talk about the giveaway that we have. Um,
Definitely, definitely. All right. So basically, we have a giveaway coming up. We want to give something away to everybody who's followed us, everybody who supported us, for the last year and going into year 2 with us. We have this limited edition AJ Brown bobblehead. It's limited to 125. And the reason why it's limited to 125 is because he had the 6 consecutive games of 125 yards. It's a handcrafted collectible. This is actually the box for it. Put it over here so y'all can see. This is the box for it. See, sit. And then this is the actual bobblehead. This is the actual bobblehead. This is the actual one right here. Sorry. So this is not the one you guys will be getting. This is actually mine. I have one. I always buy 2 of things, and me and Warren just wanted to, we want to give a giveaway. So tomorrow we're gonna post it up on Facebook and Instagram and on YouTube. Basically, you just have to subscribe to the YouTube, send a screenshot to us on Instagram, like the post, tag 3 friends. It's completely free. You don't have to put any money into it. It's just something that we want to give back to our fans and supporters. That's all we want to do and to our listeners.
yeah, show everybody that bobblehead again.
Yeah,
Okay,
awesome. Again. This is it right here. And it's handcrafted, and I'll show you the bottom where it says the number. You see, they're all limited. This is a Galere, but it's 31. This is number 31 out of 125. So whichever one is in the box over here, they'll get the same thing. And it's really detailed, bro. Like it has the back, and then it says the consecutive streak, and super. And then it's from the Washington catch. Remember when we had the one-handed grab at Washington? It's from that game because that was the game in which he set the record. So. So it's a pretty cool thing. Even if you don't collect, anybody who is an Eagle fan that puts this in their house is going to grab attention.
so tell them again what they have to do to win
So
that.
basically, on the post, you got to like the post, tag 3 friends, subscribe to the YouTube, send us a screenshot, and that's it. It's completely free as far as cash and everything. Just a little bit of time for you to tag people and send a screenshot and all that. But basically, it's simple. It's going to be all the rules and details will be in the post tomorrow.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hey, do you have anything before we get out of here?
No. I just hope everybody joins this giveaway. We're gonna start it tomorrow. We're gonna run it Friday to Friday, and we're excited, man, because we want to give something away to everybody who's listened. We're all a team. Like we said, we're the Eagles collective. We just don't talk on here. We're trying to be an Eagles fan community. This year we'll be engaging tailgating more. In our next episode, we'll have a couple people speaking about the tailgating stuff and what's going on there, and where we'll be next year, and what games we plan on attending. But definitely join the giveaway, man. We're giving this away. All you got to do is follow the rules in the post tomorrow, and that's it. It's real simple, man.
Yeah. No, I actually like that AJ Brown
Yeah, man.
bobblehead
It's
too. It's
easy.
kind of dope.
You guys can see behind me, I collect, and this is not even everything, but if you don't collect and you put this in your house, it's definitely going to be more appreciated, I think, because I have so many of them. It's hard to even just fall in love with one thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, we appreciate everybody watching. Like Jay said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, we appreciate y'all. We the Eagles Collective. Go
Uh,
Birds.
Go Birds.